with you all. I'm a co-founder of Metaverse Miami, which is a Web3 native metaverse and NFT innovation conference. So we are a NFT project that is a series of IRL events that will be our inaugural event is this fall, November 28th, 29th, and 30th, right before Art Basel at the Eden Rock in Miami. So we're super excited to be here and happy to answer any and all questions you have and really dig into it.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us today. Let's roll right into it. So I wanted to kind of get an idea of where did your personal Web3 NFT journey begin? How did you get on the road to Web3?
Yeah, that's a fun one. So my background, if you will, my professional training. I actually have two master's degrees. I'm a urban designer and landscape architect. So my background is in designing cities and public plazas, parks, college campuses, that sort of thing, transit systems. And I, Web3 kind of finds you. I've heard a lot of people say, and I find that to be true. So I got into crypto, actually invested in crypto in 2020. I was aware of crypto since 2010, um, but I actually decided to pull the trigger in 2020, and then discovered NFTs in summer 2021. And so through that journey of just like so many of us, just self-education, observing, getting to know people, building relationships, and just learning and really seeking out mentors and friends and communities. So um, I started as a collector, and I know we don't often use the word investor, but just someone who was getting involved in the space. And I very quickly realized the potential of the technology to, be disruptive and bring improvements to a lot of different industries. And so I spent the last, God, it's been over a year now, just learning and after attending a bunch of events, we decided, myself and a group of friends, that we wanted to try to create something that raised the bar a bit. So, Metaverse Miami was born out of just everyday, all day participation in the community and then wanting to build something. So,
That's incredible. So you're a physical builder, and then it, like you said, you just kind of naturally transitioned. It sounds like a really exciting time in your life. I mean, to be at the forefront of, you know, a, a whole new world, if you will. Um, that's amazing. And I kind of wanted to get your reaction to that. So what does it feel like to be sort of like a thought leader in this space, like building community and like leading the charge?
oh my goodness. I have actually never had anyone use that phrase directed at me. So that's really kind of crazy to think about. So I'm very hesitant to even have that directed at me. But I have a lot of experience through my professional career doing volunteerism and event planning and things. And to be honest, like this conference in many ways was a strategy to help teach myself by identifying the thought leaders in the space and connecting with them. And what better way to build relationships with people than to try and gather all these amazing people together at an event, right? So like, you know Metaverse Miami is not about me or the team. It's about gathering together the best and brightest of our community under one roof to do a really amazing event. And um, so yeah, it's really humbling and kind of insane to think about the relationships that I've made along the way. People like Keith Grossman, Julian from Doodles, like the folks at Rug Radio and NFT Now, and so many amazing people that have supported us. It's because we're in the middle of it, it's a little bit hard to think about it retrospectively. Like, I like your question, but it's something that I haven't spent a lot of time, too much time focusing on because we're so focused on building this thing out. But um,
Wow,
I don't
that
know.
kind of makes me.
You know what I mean? Like what we're
Yeah,
doing to me, it doesn't seem that crazy or revolutionary. It just seems like a very practical application of NFT technology to an IRL events business. And so um, I don't know. It's kind of surreal when I step back and think about it. But at the same
yeah.
time, yeah, keep go ahead. Like go ahead.
No, I love it. I can hear it in your voice, stopping to think about it and, oh, y you are a trailblazer. Like, just accept it. Just take that into your heart and own it. So I kind of wanted to follow up on those relationships that you have been building to make this amazing event happen. Um, is that what inspired the founding of Metaverse Miami? Just bringing this practical application? Or, I mean, how did it get started? Was it around a poker table? Was it around just a Twitter space? Like, where did the spark come from to say, hey, let's do Metaverse Miami together?
Yeah, it's a great question, Cece. To be honest, so it's a two-part answer. The spark came from a, a assumed expectation that I had as a design professional who attends conferences to maintain my licensure. So like landscape architecture is a licensed profession, which means I had to um, attend conferences every year to get continuing education credits basically so that I can maintain my license. And those talks aren't given by just anybody. You actually have to submit the content of your talk. It gets reviewed by professionals. It gets the green light that it's of sufficient quality to be at a conference. And that way they ensure that whenever someone attends, they get value out of it. When you pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands to attend these events, that's how, professional groups like that ensure that the attendees get value. And so without having thought too much about it and having not attended any tech conferences before, I had that sort of worldview unconsciously. And then when we started attending some of these conferences, I was kind of surprised at the content. Right? It's cool to see the galleries and whatnot, but the actual talks were it was hard to find the value there. And so we didn't know who was speaking. Sometimes the talks weren't even on time. Um, so it was really hard to even know what the value was. And then sometimes there was 1,000 speakers, they only got 10 minutes. So it's like, why would I spend all this money just to walk around a convention floor? So that is what birthed the idea of, hey, maybe we could do something that is a little more curated. It's a little more carefully constructed and thoughtful around the talks and the composition of the talks, the selection of the panels, um, and and that's how the idea was really born. Was just wanting to do something that took meshed the idea of this amazing tech with a super high expectation of quality, and then also not just talk about this cutting edge technology, but actually utilize it and beyond just an NFT ticket, but like in as many different aspects of the event as possible.
That is so cool. Are there any like highlights that you could share with us? Maybe some speakers that you're really excited about, or partnerships that I know you mentioned the doodles. So I just wanted to know if there's any favorites that you're really excited to share for the conference this year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably not supposed to play favorites, but I have my own personal favorite, like things that people I'm excited to hear from, and partnerships as well. So, like, we've announced recently partnerships with the Miami Herald as a traditional media partner. We have a partnership with Rug Radio, and we have also announced recently the CEO of Doodles, Julian, who's going to be one of our speakers. So I'm excited to hear from Julian for sure. And I think a lot of people in the NFT space are interested in watching Doodles because they, recently announced a $54 million raise. Um, and they're trying to create an NFT business around a lot of different verticals. So it'll be, it's interesting to see that conversation. Keith Grossman is someone I'm really excited to hear from. I don't know if you folks know the CEO of Jadu, but Asad Malik, he's a really innovative pioneer in AR technology. I'm excited to hear from him. Um, God, there's so many. I mean, we have it's interesting because we have a couple different formats that we're going to be presenting. So it's not just going to be all presentations and panels, but we're going to have two primary stages and then a breakout stage. So we'll have the main stage. The main stage is going to be panel presentations, and think 3 to 4 people plus a moderator having a conversation that's very curated and intentional. And then we're going to have a live casting Twitter Spaces stage. So, like a lot of our favorite Twitter Spaces will be broadcast live from Metaverse Miami. So, like the Nifty Portal crew, they'll be doing their morning show live from Metaverse Miami. OSF, Mando, and Farouk will be doing GM NFTs live from Metaverse Miami. Lauda, the Miami Ape, will be on a Twitter Space that they've dubbed NFT Latinos Unidos, which will be Laura, Tatted, and Ellie doing a bilingual space, which I'm super pumped about, and a number of others. And it's not just people who have like high follower counts. It's across the spectrum. We have people from Coinbase. We have people from deep music experience. People from gaming. I'm excited to hear from VGF, from Pixel Vault, and Jonah. Real Third Web, like the list goes on. If anyone's curious, so if you go to metaverse.miami, that's our official website, and that's where you can see our whole speaker lineup. But it's really spent the last like 9 months with one-on-one conversations, meeting and interviewing people to like curate the lineup, and it's just stacked. To be honest, like our lineup is just really exciting.
It does look really exciting. I am so excited to attend. I just filled my bags with some ETH this morning so I could mint my ticky.
Let's
I
go. Let's
know.
go.
We
I hope
I
you get a
booked
VIP.
my Airbnb.
I hope you score a VIP pass. One of the things that's really cool is we randomized our VIP passes into the mint, so we're not charging people more for VIP experience. So you have a 1 in 6 chance of minting a VIP pass. And maybe would it be okay if I like
Wow.
just do a quick rundown of the way our tickets work, just since we're talking about it?
Sure, we can switch it up. I like a little off the cuff. Let's do it.
Well, I just it'll be 30 seconds. I just want to, since we're talking about it, just explain really
Yes,
quick. So our
bring it
NFT
on.
ticketing, yeah, our NFT ticketing. There's two different tiers. There's the standard pass, and then there's the VIP pass. And the VIP gets you a +1 at the VIP experience level. So basically, one VIP pass equals 2 VIP experiences. So you get a +1 into the event, and then you get access to like the VIP party, which is with the speakers and the VIP holders, a VIP lounge, things like that. And that's randomized in the mint. So you have a 1 in 6 chance of minting that. And then the thing that is different about our NFT ticketing is our passes, these aren't one-time tickets. These actually get you into the event every year, and they get you into our collab, like access to our collab events as well. So this pass is essentially lifetime membership. There's only 3,600 in the whole collection. That's all that we will ever sell. That's all that there will ever be. And then if there's a year that you can't attend, or for some reason you want to, own multiple passes, they're peer-to-peer rentable. So there's going to be a rental marketplace. It's not live yet, but it will be live before the event, where you can, any passes you don't intend to use yourself can be staked into the rental pool, and someone else can rent them at a market rate. So we are actually like not just doing NFT ticketing, but we're creating like this entire gamification around membership to our experiences?
You guys are clever little beans for sure, because you know us degens love games. So that was really smart. And also the fact that you can rent it out. I mean, geniuses. I have so much to learn from you guys. I would like to take this moment to reset the room. Welcome to Metaverse Monday, episode 18. We are doing a wonderful AMA with Kenobi, who is a co founder of the now incredibly fun Metaverse Miami. It was fun before, but it's more fun now that we know that it's been gamified. We are just rolling into some questions about the Metaverse Miami program. So I think you answered this question about what we can expect to see experience at Metaverse Miami. But if you wanted to maybe elaborate a little bit, are there going to be, some cool events that we're going to want to know about, parties, live music, anything you can share with us?
Yeah, 100%. So I talked a little bit about the stages, how we're going to have three stages. We'll have the main stage, the live cast Twitter Space stage sponsored by Rug Radio, and then we'll have like a breakout stage because another thing is we're going to run a really tight ship. So all the talks will be like a set amount of time, and then if the conversation has so much energy that needs to keep going, we're going to have like a continue the conversation breakout stage so that anyone who wants to listen to or keep it going can do that. But we're also going to have like immersive art galleries, like an NFT gallery. We're going to have hosted parties on site. One of the things we really wanted to do was make sure that people didn't have to Uber all over the place to try and get to the different things. And also, if you are lucky enough to pick up some of the rooms that we've organized for our attendees, you can also be staying right there at the Eden Rock, which is right on the beach in Miami Beach. Beautiful 5-star resort, um, for a discounted rate, and just have everyone there together, right? So you're eating, you're attending talks, you're checking out the galleries, going to parties, and you don't have to worry. You're just all in one spot. So we're gonna have a welcome party the first night. We'll have a VIP party the second night, and we're working on what might be an offsite, but like a collab party that kind of winds down Metaverse Miami the last night and kicks off Art Basel.
I think that is so smart to sort of a back-to-back Metaverse Miami with Art Basel, because I totally extended my trip so I could take advantage of that little 2-for-1 special. So totally appreciated it. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Um, so you touched on it, but what does Metaverse Miami look like 5 years down the road, 10 years from now? You said so there's a finite number of tickets. Do you see the programming sort of evolving and changing? What are your hopes, wishes, and dreams for this little baby that you guys created?
Yeah, I love that. So we'll talk 5 years, but like for right now, just because it's a little closer. But 5 years down the line, the the scale is going to remain capped intentionally based on our collection size of tickets, right? But the quality we hope to just improve year after year after year. And this is our first event, and we think we've done a pretty good job of pulling together some amazing content, some amazing builders in the space. But we'll always have our flagship event in Miami. Metaverse Miami will be in Miami. And then, like, we're already talking about some collab events. We're friends with Willie and Rhetoric over at the Happy Goat Project. They have a 2,000-acre farm near Yosemite. And so, like, we're talking with them about what it would look like to do something in the spring that was collaborative for people who hold both of Happy Goat and Metaverse Miami, things like that. And we want to just drive value to our holders. So, the people who mint and hold our tokens, my goal, like our goal, is to create as much value as possible to those holders. And if there's a finite supply of tickets that can be rented or owned, like you can use the ticket you own, or you can choose to rent it into the rental pool. Um, Ideally, there's probably not going to be many listed, or if they are, they're going to be listed at a pretty high rate because it's like as if you owned a permanent lifetime pass to South by or something like that, right? Like, what would that look like to have an auto renewing season pass to a series of events that you love, and then whenever you can't use it, you can literally rent it to someone else and recoup some of the cost. Like our goal is to just make this thing one of the top tier events, if not the top tier Web3 event every year.
That is, I I would love that. Yes, that would be a great investment. I'm into it. Let's make it happen. Um, no pressure. So I have a couple more questions, and then we'll open the floor to Q&A. So I had this question in a Discord chat because I was so excited about talking, interviewing you. And somebody asked me, they said, well, I live in Brazil. Is there going to be any opportunity for a digital experience so I can maybe attend some talks or, um, events? And I said, well, let me ask. So do you see yourself using a metaverse to do sort of like a hybrid digital experience for attendees or people who want to attend who may not be able to be there physically?
Short answer is yes. We know and we're working to have some of the content this year available through a token gated portal to people remotely. We're going to have every talk, everything is going to be, audio, video recorded from multiple angles, and we will be packaging up all the content in a really exciting way. Um, but down the road, as we get more refined, yeah, the idea is that the Metaverse Miami token would represent access to a token gated community of content um, that if you can't attend, like we need to work out the details. So I can't say, like, if you stake your ticket into the rental pool, you guaranteed still get at. Like, I don't have that dialed in quite yet, but we want this to be digital and physical for sure.
Awesome. That's an amazing answer. I know you're still, working the things out, so I really appreciate you giving us what you can. I just want to say welcome again to Metaverse Monday, episode 18. We're doing an AMA with Kenobi regarding Metaverse Miami. All right, so here is where we shill it. I don't mind the word shill if you don't. So we want to know the event details, which you did go over some stuff, any announcements you want to make, and then of course, what's the floor price on those tickets?
Yeah, 100%. So the mint is open, it's ongoing. We have, I think, 560 or no, 460, 470 some tickets already out there. But the mint is live. And like I said before, there's a 1 in 6 chance of minting a VIP. The mint price is zero point 0.3 ETH, which after ETH today, I think they're kind of on sale. So like the price for this is, I want to say under 450 bucks USD. It might even be as low as like 420, 410. And the mint site, like the official site, is metaverse.miami. That's the same site as where you can find all our speakers and our sponsors and whatnot. And I don't know what the floor price is. I don't check, but to be honest, out of the 450 tickets out there, I think there are 6 or 7 listed. So, if you don't want to try and get a VIP and you just want to buy one, I think you might be able to get one for a little bit under mint price, but then you don't get a chance to maybe score a VIP. So, I think we've had one VIP pass change hands, and that was sold for 1 ETH, a couple months ago. So, yeah,
Nice.
we're just gonna keep this thing going, and this is intentional. We didn't want to do the big hype cycle, make it look like we have 100,000 followers on our page and get people who don't even know what we're building to buy in and then try to flip. Like, if people, mint our pass and then sell for a profit, that's great. Don't mind. But what we really want to do is build an organic community that understands what we're building and is along for the journey with us. And with the goal of having these passes increase in value, once we prove to everyone that we know what we're doing, and I know we know what we're doing, and I know what we've got, for announcements in the pipeline, But once everyone sees and they realize the supply is limited and we're going to keep doing this year after year, there's no telling where it's going to go. But um, yeah, I think that's the basics. I mean, zero point 0.3 ETH mint, two per wallet is our limit. We wanted a nice broad distribution. We didn't want people like, buying up, huge blocks of it or anything. And I think there's a few listed for slightly below mint if you want, and that's fine too.
Thank you so much. I would like to open the floor to any questions. I know my friend down there, Adam, has had his hand up so patiently. He is an incredible photographer, and he is my Hawaii buddy. So I'd like to welcome you to this stage. How are you doing today, Adam?
Hey CC, how you doing? Thanks for having me over.
How's
I
it,
had a
Adam?
question.
How's it?
Eyes good. You've been here. How are you doing?
Not just been there. My daughter's Hawaiian. My wife's Hawaiian. So like, my wife's from Big Island. So we can talk Hawaii if you want.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice, nice, nice.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Welcome.
over on Oahu. Been here about 7 years. I'm starting to feel like not a tourist. It's nice.
Nice, nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I had a question for you, if I may.
Yes,
I
please.
was kind of curious just on the development of the whole project. It sounds like obviously you guys have been putting together lots of stuff and working on this. You said about 9 months. Um, I was curious some of the surprises that you ran into that you found particularly good or easy, and or surprises you found that were extra challenging that you weren't expecting as you were putting all this together.
Oh yeah, great question. So yeah, and we started building this last November. So I guess that's yeah, 9, 10 months. So I'll start with the stuff that was challenging. My co-founder render.eth, he knew this from the beginning because he's worked for like Live Nation and AEG, like big event planning companies. But basically, there's this formula of how you sell out uh, festivals and events, which includes sort of a bonding curve pricing where you tell people, oh, hurry up, early bird tickets are 90% sold out, and you maybe haven't even sold a single ticket or booked a single person yet, but that's just the formula, right? Because there's no way to back check that, and it's just kind of accepted that you just kind of hype it up, and then people buy more and more tickets, but some people buy early. So when you put everything on chain, you can't bullshit people, right? So we are building this event through, conversation by conversation to build trust with our partners and our speakers because, I have plenty of people who run, multi-million dollar companies and they say, "Oh yeah, okay, cool, but it looks like you've only sold, 300 tickets. How many people are going to come?" And I say, yeah, like let's have that conversation, and we talk through the planning and the way we've already financed the whole thing, and we've got our funding in place privately, so we're not dependent on ticket sales for the event and things like that. And then they understand and are reassured, and then they come on board. But the transparency of building a project on blockchain is something that creates an extra hurdle just because it's transparent, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Nice. Saw the heart. So yeah, so that's a challenge. Other challenges are like when you're trying to be a Web3 native business and actually walk the talk, and you price your project in ETH. When we started minting, ETH was 4,700, and ETH is under, what is it, like 1350 or something now, or even less. And so we had to do a lot of planning ahead of time to make sure that we found the sweet spot. When we started minting, initially people were like, "Oh, zero point 0.3, that's so expensive." And so then we had to explain the value proposition and also explain like the sweet spot that we were finding between market conditions now and market conditions later. And so that's something that just takes another level of thinking that you don't have to go through when you're pricing in fiat. So that's something that has been a challenge. Something that's been exciting is just the sheer support from people who I didn't think I would ever have any business even meeting with or talking to. People like the president of Time Magazine, people like legendary Silicon Valley like founders, and them being supportive of what we're doing and wanting to lean in as speakers, as sponsors, and to just come alongside us and help us be successful. That's been so encouraging, and it's one of the things that I think is most magical about Web3.
Those are awesome answers. Thank you so much. And I love hearing the fact that the larger corporations and whatnot are so willing to dive in and help support and push Web3 efforts, especially from the the little peoples that are trying to make a name uh, in this space. Yeah, thank you again so much for that answer.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for your question. I really appreciate it.
I'd like to open the floor to anyone who would like to request up and ask Kenobi questions. We are here for it. Oh, we have a requester. One moment. Yes. So this individual, Sinful, is an incredible Decentralite, so welcoming when I hopped into his metaverse. And Sinful, I'd love to welcome you to the stage.
Hello, Cece. Thank you. Thank you so much for hosting these spaces and allowing me the time. I've just been listening, and I mean, I've been just blown away by this incredible space. And so I, I, I'm not up here to ask a question, more to like kind of like praise a little bit. Like, thank you, Kenobi, for being here and kind of talking about Metaverse Miami and your projects, what you're involved in. And so I'm Sinful. I live in Naples, which is like straight across from Miami, and I've been kind of like I've kind of been in the situation where I don't want to dox, but I really want to go to, Metaverse Miami. So after listening to you, I think I might just dox.
Well, oh man, I love that. And this is something that I spend a lot of time thinking about because I have my entire professional career, kind of like all my relationships over the past like 12 years, kind of firewalled from my Web3 self, even though I plan to merge them at some point. And I don't think you have to dox to attend an event like this. You're going to scan, like we're partnered with Token Proof. You pull out your phone, you scan. No one needs to know your real name. And you can share as much or as little about yourself as you want and still cruise the event floor, listen to the talks, meet people, and choose how you interact. I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. I don't think you have to dox to attend.
Oh, well, then, that might just make me feel a little better. Who knows? Maybe I'll make the decision there.
Yeah, I think it's totally up to you. And it's one of the beautiful things about the NFT ticketing, right? Is that we don't need to know your name to grant you access. All you need to do is have a token in your in your decentralized wallet on your phone. So that's a scan that can happen right at the door, and it's totally up to you.
Awesome. And yeah, I was also looking through the website. I see Lastrum was featured in there. That's pretty awesome. I know Lastrum. Very, very good guy.
Lastrum
Thank
has, and I'm a huge fan
Oh, I
of
was just gonna
Lastrum.
say thank you. Thank you for being here.
Oh yeah, so much. I really appreciate the kind words, and also like, yeah, I'm also a huge fan of Lastrom. He and the Last Slice Collective are doing some amazing things in Decentraland, and he's someone I haven't met hardly anyone who cares more about decentralization and metaverse and Web3 than he does. So thanks for coming up, man.
Thank you so much, Sinful. You always bring such value to the conversation. So I 100% appreciate you. I would like to introduce my dear friend Raina from the Diner Crew. She's an incredible educator in the space. And I'd like to welcome you to the stage. How are you doing today, Rena?
I'm doing so well. I want to thank you, Cece, for bringing Kenobi Design here. I'm just sitting here on Slack, which is our back channel for our team, and I'm like, if you guys, they're at school, Ken and Phoenix are at school right now. I'm like, if you have an opportunity just to hop on and can listen, because I still like kids, you need to come. And I've been sitting here taking notes in one of our channels for future planning. So thank you. I learned so much here. Kenobi, I'm pretty excited. I'm kind of hopping up and down. Not really, but in my mind, I'm hopping up and down with what you're doing. So I am Raina, and Gunnar down there is 1/3 of our team. We're called the Diner Crew, and Phoenix is our other partner. And we've been getting a little more serious talking about how we're wanting to plan out very much what you're doing here in our hometown. Um, and I'm curious about your 9 months of planning. What did it look like in the beginning, say the first 3, 4, 5 months? You talking to people one on one and kind of spreading your word, and second question, what kind of, if you're willing to share, that is, what kind of funding did you find and secure to get things off the ground before you like really took off being able to put things into place? I would love to know anything about that you're willing to share.
Oops. Looks like he disconnected. Let me see if I can get him back
Hopefully he heard
up.
all that.
I know, such good questions, Raina.
Thanks.
Well, we'll give him a second. Hopefully he can connect. If not, oh, no worries. We'll just wait for him. Hopefully he'll be back soon. So if everybody wants to hop into the gallery, I posted my link at the bottom there. I have portal balls for everybody that we're hopping to today. And then we'll see if we can get Kenobi in here too. I think he should, if he doesn't already have a spatial account, we should get him one. So he can see all of these amazing galleries. So we're going to showcase The Art of Leisure by Kaylee Van Fossen. We're going to hop into The Empress Embrace by our one and only Stella. We do have Vandekar's workroom here. He just hopped into my gallery, so he is around. I did want to feature at T. Farshi's Sanctuary, so that's Adam's gallery by Triple Dreamers. That's a really beautiful spot. And of course, the one and only Killer Cat Bengal Club. She has a Miami gallery. I have the wrong portal ball, so I'll need to switch it out. And then last but not least, We Are the Sovereign Gallery. If we can hit that one up as well. So that's sort of the lineup for today. I see Kaylee is in her gallery, so we might just hop into hers first. Hopefully Kenobi reconnects. Oh, poor thing. I'm gonna check my DMs real quick.
And yes, I am here in my gallery, just chilling.
All right, I think we have our friend back. There we are. Hello,
I
sir.
am so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I had to do a full phone reset. Just delete it, like turning off the app didn't do it. So I'm so glad y'all still here. Sorry about that.
Of course, no worries. How much of Rena's question did you hear, and do you need her to repeat?
If she could please repeat it, that would be great. Let's just assume I didn't hear any.
Okay, I can be a little more concise this time now that I know exactly what I wanted to ask you. I was very interested, to whatever level you're willing to share, um, about your first, say, 3, 4, 5 months of your pre-planning that you talked about. I would love to hear about what some of your initial connections with people in your community looked like, things talked about, and just how that grew organically that way. And second question, if you're willing to talk about it, you said you secured your funding privately ahead of time, and I was just curious who you went to, what kind of funding you were able to get, and I imagine that you might have to speak about that in cryptic terms, but I'd just still be interested to know because we are exploring doing a similar thing here in our town with our team as well in the near future, and we have been planning and speaking about that, and I want to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. So funding was essentially the team. So what we did is we went through our close network between like the co-founders and most trusted group of friends, whether like whether it's tight friends, family, essentially like the people that you know and trust that you could talk to, who you could convince to give you a little bit of money, right, for a business venture, because that's exactly what it is. So, being Web3, we formed a small DAO, we licensed it, and it's an official DAO registered in Wyoming and things like that. That's our like investment sort of backing company. But it wasn't a big like corporate raise. We don't have like venture capital in the sense of like big picture VC. It was like we cobbled together from friends and family enough to get this thing going. So that's that answer. Um, And the second part was the second question was about the first 3 months of pre planning and networking. And the the advice I could give, the thing that I would say about that is consistent participation in the community, more listening than talking, asking good questions, offering to create value for people in a way that here's a good example. So one of our speakers, and I will always just refer to him as NFTs Anonymous. He's in the audience. Shout out. Um, I got to know him by literally photoshopping. He was trying to do something silly, and we were just having a goofy Twitter interaction where I just busted out Photoshop and made some funny graphics of his ape and was like just harassing him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it was fun. It was playful. It was something that he enjoyed and was useful. And then we started chatting and we got to know each other a little bit. And, a friendship grew out of that. And that wasn't like pivot the friendship into asking if he wanted to speak. It was more getting to know him. And then a couple months down the line, it seemed like, okay, this is someone who really cares about Web3. He's got a lot of different ideas about this, that, and the other thing in the space, and I think he would be a value contributor. And so we, extended an invitation to him to be a speaker. And the reason that this has been such a labor and why other people don't do this is because it takes a lot of time and it's really hard. I've had I've lost track of people who have said, "Hey, I want to throw an event. Can I, in my town? Can I have your speaker list?" Or "How did you do this?" They're like looking for a shortcut, and there's no shortcut to building relationships with people, right? So we're embedded in these NFT communities. We have a team, so it's not one person trying to do it all ourselves, right? So building a team of people who don't have all the same skill set, but who have complementary skill sets, who have a good framework for working together, taking constructive feedback, throwing ideas on the wall, knocking them down, not being hurt when something doesn't work, but thinking through how to make something better. Um, like, I know it's funny, but like it's a skill to learn how to have someone tear your idea apart and not get pissed about it. And as a designer, that's something like that I have honed over 2 decades, and so it comes naturally to me because any design that we do, like for a public plaza at a big convention center in a major U.S. city, it gets drawn like 50 different ways to some level of detail before the actual finished product emerges. And the same is true of any good graphic design. I mean, any good ad that you've seen that's out there, whether it's Adidas or Nike, any big thing, like that thing was built and torn apart behind the scenes a bunch before it ever sees the light of day. And so, creating a team that you can iterate with, I think, is really important. And then just leaning into these communities. I mean, Web3 is the most openly accessible space I've ever experienced. Like this is built to remove gatekeepers, and it's part of the ethos. And so that's something that I think people should be, if you're not already. I mean, it seems silly to say because it seems self-evident, but if you're not taking advantage of that, that's what I would really lean into the most. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's how I feel about those topics.
That was an absolutely terrific answer. It helps me know that we are on the right track with our thinking, and I appreciate all of that. Gosh, I've got all sorts of synapses clicking and firing right now, and I appreciate it. Thank you. And good luck with all your stuff. Maybe we'll cross paths someday in real life. That might be kind of cool.
Oh, you're so welcome. And keep whatever you're doing, keep going. Like, it's also consistency, right? Like, if you've got a good idea and it wasn't just a good idea once, but you think about it more and more, and it's still like you poke holes in it and it's still a good idea, and people come alongside you, like, just keep going. It's been a grind. Like, we built our Twitter, our project, Metaverse Miami Twitter handle, like, just crossed 4,000 followers, which doesn't seem like a lot in like influencer landscape. But each one of those people have, it's been one at a time, like relationship building. So just keep going. Someone said this to me once. I think it actually, no, this was my wife. She said this to me like three weeks ago, because I was getting to the point where I was just so sick of the things we were sharing. Like, I was like, I don't know how many more times I can say the same thing. The project's not complicated, right? Fully tokenized event, curated speaker lineup, parties and talks and everything all in one place. Like, there's only so many things, right? So you say it over and over and over. And she shared with me that you have to get to the point where you're sick of what you're saying before it's even starting to remotely land with other people, because everyone else is very, very busy and they're focused on their own thing. And so, you mentioned that your wheels are clicking, but like, just keep going. Consistency, consistency, consistency.
Adam, you have a question.
I do. I have a follow-up for after Kaylee's question. Kenobi, you were talking about the team that you assembled to get this project moving. I also have been toying with the idea and have been trying to plant some base seeds into doing something like this in Hawaii also, which, as you know, any kind of tech anything in Hawaii tends to be a little extra challenging. So trying to figure out how to make it exciting and get the state involved. But I was wondering on the team aspect, what kind of hats that you found particularly helpful on your team?
Ooh, good question. So things that are generally hard to find or are very expensive tend to be super high value, right? So my co-founder is also a dev, and he can, like, he's not a full-time dev, but he knows enough that we can do what we need to do ourselves, or we can oversee a contract hire in a way where we know we're getting what we need, so we're not dependent on like a trusted third-party relationship. Because usually when that happens, then you end up paying for it, and especially in this economy and in this space, like, good devs are incredibly expensive, right? um, Artist, like having somebody between myself, like, I'm a designer, I'm an artist, and then there's a couple other people on our team. Like, we're doing our graphics in house, which something like I think the graphics are actually really, really fun and good and engaging, and they're a good vibe and this and that. But if you have to outsource graphics and branding, like that's a hard thing to do, and it's expensive. So I think if everyone is just the big picture idea person, but nobody has tangible skills to execute, that becomes a problem because then you do a lot of talking and not a lot of doing. And so the sort of action items of physical tangible deliverables and like identifying what it takes to get that stuff done and then what can be done in house. You can outsource things down the road. 3 years in, when you're cranking, if you want to just oversee and hire a graphic designer to do all your ads, cool. You can decide as a business whether or not to pay for that. But at the beginning, like, we're wearing all the hats right now.
Absolutely, that totally makes sense. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and keep me in mind. How do I say this? My ties to Hawaii are pretty deep, and so if as you do what you're doing, feel free to ping me, and if there's any way I can help, I will. And also, like, I know we got Metaverse Miami. This space is Metaverse Monday. We all know alliteration, while silly, is pretty powerful. So you best believe that on our target list of things to do down the road, Metaverse Maui is on that list. Okay. So, like,
That sounds awesome. And
I,
if that's a
I
true offer, I will
my
definitely be doing
breath
some pinging.
I got really excited there for a second. Ladies and
That was really
gentlemen,
fun.
animals, lady and gentlemen,
genitals, ladies and genitals.
Metaverse Maui coming your way. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, Adam and I will be hitting you up on your offer, Kenobi, for sure. Thank you so much, my love. I would like to open the floor to any last questions to our wonderful Kenobi, co-founder of Metaverse Miami. Love to invite Vandekar and Stella to come up. They are some of our featured artists today in the Portal Hop. Kenobi, do you have a spatial account, my friend? And do you have time?
So I am currently I'm with family. We're at a park, so I'm on my phone. So I'm not in front of my desk today to be space hopping, unfortunately. I do think I have a spatial account, but it's funny. When I first got into Web3, my first thought was take my urban design skills and become like a metaverse builder. And that's what I thought I was going to do right away. But I've tabled that as like down the road something that I want to do because I am 3D native and I design all the things I do in 3D, whether it's through Revit or SketchUp or whatever. So I've paused and I actually haven't like scratched that itch yet. Um, but I absolutely love all the building that is happening in the space, and it's so fun to see everyone being so creative in these spatial spaces and everything.
Wonderful. Well, if you have time, I am live streaming it, so you could join us on the adventure via my YouTube channel. But that's okay. Completely understand. Family takes precedent over any of this crazy Web3 stuff. So I love that. I do have a question from the audience, Kaylee.
Yes, hi. I am actually curious if Metaverse Miami will be live streamed.
So, good question. We touched on this a little bit, and my answer is a little vague because I don't want to promise anything that I can't. I don't know that we're going to deliver 100% for sure. But what I will say is that some aspects of what we are doing will be available and broadcast into the metaverse. I just don't know to what extent quite yet. We'll start talking and working on that. But again, these passes that we're minting are perpetual and rentable, and so that is one of the goals that we have in a short-term goal for as our events get up and running is more and more and more they will be token gated, mind you, token gated and streamed into the metaverse.
Cool, good to know. Thank you.
Yep.
I'd like to welcome to the stage Chaz Gold. He's an incredible AI artist who is embarking on a journey to do 100 mints in 100 days of beautiful artwork. Chaz,
What's going on? I'm actually driving in the car. I've been listening to you guys for like the last 45 minutes or so. I just want to introduce myself and like let you know that I'm doing some big things with spatial. Like I'm actually going to be doing at the end of the 100 days, I'm going to be doing the spatial gallery that with all the pieces that I'm buying from the purchase, from the sales of my 100 NFTs. I'm putting it back in the community and building a huge gallery on spatial for all the pieces that I'll be collecting from the sales of that collection. So if you guys ever need any more featured artists or anything like that, or you want to do a section on like AI art, I'm tapped in heavily in that community. I personally use my own photography for photo bashing to do to create AI art. So it's not quite AI art. It's like it's art assistance made assistant. It's like created art created with the assistance of an AI. So yeah.
oh, thank you, Chaz. Of course. When the gallery goes live, we'll do a whole thing for you.
Yeah, I know.
We'll have you on and we'll talk story.
Sweet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, drive safe.
All right. All right.
And then we have our good friend Muhammad Hoppit. Muhammad, did you have any questions for Kenobi or Metaverse Miami today? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I might have rugged.
Nope, you're good.
Oh, I just can't
I can hear
mute
you.
my mic. I just can't mute my mic anymore. Oh no. All right. But any last questions for our friend before we release him to the wild? And then we can start our portal hopping session. I'd love to jump into Kaylee's environment.
I see a question from Stella. I see a hand up.
Oh, hey, I just wanted to pop in and say hello. Kind of introduce ourselves a little bit. We are Miami natives, born and raised. And I am Vandakar's wife. He is a videographer in real life and in the metaverse. And yeah, just wanted to say hello, introduce myself. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the Empress Embrace.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming up.
I'm actually curious, Kenobi. Are you from Miami, and whereabouts in whereabouts in Miami are you?
So I'm not in Miami. My co-founders live in West Florida, and we decided to connect with Miami because of all the amazing like local artists and energy in this in that town, and we just see where the future is going. So we have a lot of local like Miami locals who are going to be involved in the event, both announced and unannounced. Um, Artists, speakers, the whole gamut. So I'm not in Miami personally, but I am a huge fan, and I love the city, the energy. It's special. It really is.
Oh, nice. So you won't be there for the event, or you will
Oh,
be?
I will be. Oh, I absolutely will be.
Oh,
I'll be there the
great.
full week. I'll be there the full week and all that stuff. Of course. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm gonna be running around making sure everything goes off without a hitch.
That's
Um,
awesome. I
and
wish I was still there for that. I actually lived in Miami Beach, 16th and Meridian for a
wow.
hot minute. Yeah, and Miami is just the perfect scene for events like this. And I
So,
wish I was there for it. I'm currently in San Diego,
uh-huh.
so still living the coastal life. But yeah, I wish I was in Miami for this. This sounds really exciting.
Nice. So you know the Eden Rock, and you know that whole space and where that's at then.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the area. It's been a while since I've been there. I'm in San Diego. I've been here for a hot minute, but but yeah, if I was in Miami still, I would totally be coming to this event.
Amazing, amazing. Well, whether you end up coming this year or next year, excited to have you up here chatting with us, and hopefully you join us on this journey.
Well, Kenobi, thank you so much for joining us. Again, Metaverse Miami, go mint your tickets now. It's only point 0.3. There is a ETH sale on, so get those tickets while you can. I'm going to be going, so I'd love to see all you there as well, for sure. I think I want to roll into our portal hopping session. Of course, you're welcome to stay on the stage and join us via live stream if you'd like, Kenobi. But like you said, you're at the park. You want to have that beautiful family time, and we all understand that as well. But if you do get a chance to hop into Spatial, we have some really amazing Miami-based and inspired galleries that we are going to be exploring today. So I would actually like to start with Kaylee's environment. Kaylee, if you wanted to chat a little bit about it, I can post the link and we
Sure.
can get started.
Sure. I have been creating this gallery for my Art of Leisure collection, which I started about 1.5 years ago. Built a website for, all new socials, just to showcase my artistic collection for the first time in my life, taking my art public. And with it, I created an NFT collection. So in my virtual gallery, which is very coastal, tropicoastal themed, as well as my art, the best experience if you're visiting my gallery would be on desktop. It is a little bit of a heavy load, but once you load in, trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. It looks amazing in here. And yeah, I mean, the Art of Leisure collection, it's primarily about prioritizing rest, relaxation, and taking pleasure for yourself, because people often tend to be workaholics, myself included. And having grown up on the coast in Palm Beach and Miami and now San Diego, California, it's one of the things that I always appreciate about cities like this is you can really just take a weekend and go out and just have fun and relax, go to the beach. And I just have always had an appreciation for being close to environments that encourage relaxation, enjoyment, and summertime is my season. So it was the perfect opportunity for me to build my first collection online. And I create both traditionally and digitally, artistically, as well as my first NFT collection, which I mentioned, which is currently up on Object if you have Tezos. And that's it. As I said, if you're coming to my gallery today, best experiences on desktop. I personally have not used the Spatial mobile app, so I am not sure what the gallery experience is like on mobile or VR. But when you guys come, I hope you enjoy and have a good time. And I'll be in here on the spaces, but I won't be able to hear you in my gallery. I can see you though.
Awesome. I just hopped in. I'm here with Adam and Stella. It's so bright and so fresh and so beautiful. I really love the reskin. It's gorgeous. I love this floor too. Oof, looking
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. I must be in a different instance because I do not see you. So I'm going to hop out and then hop back in.
Oh yeah, just refresh that bad boy. I know it happens to me all the time. I'm in my sitting tree enjoying life and people say, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm in my tree." And they're like, "No, no, you're not." I'm like, "Oh man." Oh, the art is gorgeous. I love these colors, the splashes. I have to take pictures. Oh my goodness. I see Stella over here.
Thank you.
Cece,
Thank you.
Hi.
Cece, what? I'm in your space. Do you have a portal to it?
I put the portal balls over there by my little seating area for the.
Okay.
Do you see
What
it?
is it called?
And it's The Art of Leisure by Kaylee Van Fonten.
Thank
It should be
you.
the very one. Yeah, hop in and
Okay.
let's go, girlfriend. Get in here.
Yes, I just want to warn everybody again, it is a bit of a load to get in, but once everything reses, it's totally worth it.
It is 100%. I will vouch and second that for sure. Oh, we even have a little example of your workspace. I love that. It's very organized and dust free.
Thanks. I wanted to recreate two separate instances on either side of my gallery for my actual workplace. If you look above my desk in my virtual gallery, you'll see a video above it, and that's actually my desk in real life where I'm currently sitting and and talking to all of you.
Oh, that's incredible. I love it. It definitely gives that feel of connection, and being an artist, part of who you are is definitely why people like invest in you and your art. So giving them that sneak peek, genius. But you've been in sort of the metaverse for a really long time. I mean, yes, you're new to spatial, but you've
Yes.
been in Second Life, which arguably could be considered one of the largest metaverses in the world.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I
tell us.
have been online since practically its inception. Um, not to date myself, but I have been around since before Prodigy. And when Second Life launched in 2004, I only finally joined into the SL community in 2006. And having already been an artist myself, and familiar with computers and designing on computers, I was really excited to see what I could do in this open virtual world. Um, and so I became a creator and a designer, and I work in Photoshop and traditionally and photography, and it just, my skills span the gamut. So yeah, I have been creating an SL for a long time. I'm very familiar with its functions, its technology, and so when NFTs and Web3 and the metaverse started to emerge, I was really excited to just kind of jump in and see what I could build in this space. So I'm having a great time with it. I've really brought a lot of my personality out to my first public collection, because although I've been a creator and an artist my entire life, it's been in the creation of other people's projects for other clients and other projects that were not my own. And so this is my first. And so I'm just grateful that all of you are interested in my collection, what I've designed, what I've painted. Some of my work in my gallery is traditional and photographed for viewing on the web, and some of it is created digitally in Photoshop on my Wacom tablet. And I'm about to introduce some vibes in the gallery. If you're still here, you are about to hear some music as well.
Oh, that's incredible. I muted my tab so I can be here within spaces. But
Yeah,
I will
I have my earbuds for my phone for Twitter Spaces underneath my headphones for my PC.
I do that too. Welcome to the Real Degen Life. Kaylee, I do want to say thank you so much for bringing your expertise and your energy, not just to Metaverse Monday, but also to Spatial. If you don't know, Keely attends the Spatial Twitter Spaces with Tyrone pretty regularly, and she brings really good feedback, ideas, and just her experience to those spaces, and she's giving a lot
Thank
to
you.
work on, but in the best of ways to improve the UX UI for all of us. So Keely
Thank
is
you.
immediately, of course, I'm a huge fan. So thank you so much, Keely.
I wrote already one. My next one is going to be loading screen so that you don't see all the boxes and objects when loading in, because it always gives me such anxiety when I load into my, once I'm in my gallery, it's great, it's smooth, I have no problem with
Yeah.
it. But it's that loading screen with all the boxes. Tyrone is not ready for this, but as soon as I see him next time, I'm gonna dog on
Yes.
that a little bit.
Yeah. Everybody, if you haven't already, please smash that love button at the top right hand of your screen. Let's show Keely some love. She came out here, she pulled her heart out of her beautiful chest and showed us what is inside, and it is gorgeous. We love you inside and out, Keely. Thank you so much for sharing your gallery with us today.
Thank
I see I
you.
have, yes, it's a pleasure. I see we have Vandakar and we have Stella with us. I was wondering if either of you are ready to share your galleries with us as well. Stella has an incredible experience. Vandakar is an amazing videographer for the real world and for the meta. They come as a powerhouse couple. So I'm happy to let either of you hit us up with the next amazing spot.
Yeah, up to you. If you want to go first, Stella, or if you want me to go first, let me know.
No, you can go first.
All right. Yeah, if you guys want to jump over, hop over to my gallery,
Oh,
we
perfect.
can.
I will post the link. I will post it in this little blue box down here, and then we can migrate over there. If you're impatient, you can head over to my gallery. I have his portal next to, well, in the portal ball section. So those two options for you. Indicard.
Yeah, but I basically started in the metaverse sometime around November, and I was working 2 jobs as a bartender. I basically had an in real life production company that I started just before COVID, and as COVID hit, it just destroyed those plans completely. At least for in real life meta, and that's when I started jumping into the metaverse. It was DJ Shark who started getting me into it while I was bartending. And then when I lost both of those jobs one day, in the same week, we jumped into this metaverse thing. I believe the first time I came in here was with Shark Anthony and Dope Stilo, and ever since then I just started. Necessity just came out of nowhere, and I needed to do some avatar stuff. I needed to do some changes to my work, to my spaces, to my galleries, and I just started 3D animating, and that just spawned a whole bunch of rabbit holes. So now I'm doing all kinds of stuff: galleries, spaces, photography, meta videography, and it just stems from a really long line of doing this in pieces in the past. Graphic design, editing. I was a musician at one point, and I needed to do all of this for us. In fact, in my gallery, in the actual photography section, and you'll be able to see some of the bands and stuff I've worked with, some of the musicians in the past, and some of the things I've filmed. Then they actually coincide with a lot of the art that I did. We'll move on to that next section afterwards. But there's another section, digital media art, and that's a lot of the stuff I really needed to learn to be able to excel my band, excel my brand, excel my art, and everything has basically just been out of necessity. So when you really need something, if you can't find it as a creative, sometimes we just try to put on all these hats, and in the end you learn so much that you wind up having a small hat for everything.
I really enjoy your photography. There is a picture of a stunning, it's a black and white, of a stunning goddess on the wall here with the biggest smile. I love the emotion in this piece. I love the composition. She's beautiful. Can you tell us about this piece?
This is absolutely one of my favorite pieces as well. This is a picture I took of Stella in her absolute best prime moment. She was in a band. She was with her band. They had just gotten on stage and were making jokes. They had just had an incredible night of meeting people, and she was totally in her element. And I usually just running around, just like I do at Spatial. You'll see the camera running around. I'm the same way in an event. I'll just come creep around corners, and I happened to catch this
at the peak of her night, and she actually at first was like, "Oh God, no, I don't like that photo." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? It literally shows like you at your finest, stripped down, bare, your happiest moment."
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Stella. I didn't mean, didn't
No,
mean to.
it's okay. Got doxxed.
I'm in love with you. Apparently, that's just we just figured that out. So congratulations. It's such a beautiful image of you.
Thank you.
How have you seen Vandekar grow? He says he's had to put on so many hats and learn so many things. What's it like watching him blossom?
That's such an amazing question, and I've never gotten asked that before, but I'm happy that you did, because already when I met him, I knew that he was a very talented artist. He's actually taken me under his wing, sans us being in a relationship. Like, he really helped me develop my own art style. But seeing him really grow was like it was a gift in itself, because he is literally the type of person who he won't know how to do something one day, but then the next day, if he just decides that he wants to do it, he will literally pick it up super quick. And I admire that in him, because not a lot of people can really figure things out. They get really frustrated with the process, and he just has that ability to kind of look past the limitations, and do what he needs to do to make things work and to make things happen. So definitely, when we started our production company, I was like, you do all the creative work. I will help you with everything in the business, because I just wanted him to like use his talent and do what he does best. So yeah, that was like a gift in and of itself, like to see him grow so much artistically. So yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why they are my Web3 power couple. They probably would be my IRL power couple, but I haven't met them in person yet. So they get Web3 title right now. Danica, are there any pieces that you're interested you'd like to share or show us before we maybe head over to the Stella's gallery, the Empress Embrace? I'd love to have you highlight or showcase anything that you'd like.
Actually, let me see. I think you guys are in that good section, that photo section. The other thing I guess I wanted to highlight would be in this corner over here. This is actually a few years back a sound company who was made by. I'm not sure if anybody here is familiar with the movie War Dogs.
Yes, I have seen
Okay,
it.
so Miles Teller actually plays a character, and that character in real life was actually in the movie. He was the bald guy playing the guitar with the leather jacket in the old folks' home at the beginning of the movie. That guy is the actual war dog that Miles Teller plays. So he, in fact, was the one who started this sound company and hired me to do his entire YouTube station. So I built it from scratch. I recorded bands, I videotaped them, edited, and did it live stream. And then they even wanted me to be the MC. So I wound up having to get on camera and interview these people while filming them and recording them and editing and everything. So it was like a one man all around YouTube station. And
And
it
you
was
forgot to tell them how you actually designed that entire YouTube, thing
oh
yourself, and like
God,
researched all of the equipment.
this was actually shot in their condominium because they had big money, but they just didn't want to spend it on rentable space. So if you see one of the shots there of me like peering over food, that's because I was also in charge of cooking for everyone in the office since it was a condo and there was a full kitchen. So that room is actually one of the master bedrooms, and we recreated an entire studio into it. And yep, it was pretty crazy. Good times.
So you were not exaggerating at all when you said so many hats.
Oh man, no, not at all. So many.
Wow. Well, we're so happy to have you with us today. Thank you for taking the time out of your very busy day to share with us a little bit about you. Again, if you haven't smashed that heart button at the top right-hand corner, let's do it. And then if you'd like to lead us over to Stella's portal, I think we should
Yeah,
jump
there's one
in.
right here in the middle. If you guys just come back to the middle of the gallery, the purple corner right here, this would be the Empress Embrace, and you can just hop in from right there.
All right, and make sure you find Stella because she's going to have to give us a tour. This place is giant.
Yes. So this is my space for those of you that have portaled in. I'm actually considering renting this out, so I will make a post on that soon because it's an amazing space to do, concerts and maybe some karaoke and just like really, really, it has a lot of elements to it. I found a lot of the different assets, and then I had Vandakar go in and kind of customize it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and direct you guys over to my corner. I think we're still waiting for a couple people here. One second.
Yeah, I'm having a little trouble getting in. It's taking a little bit longer.
Yeah, it might be a
There.
little bit heavy. That's why I have to probably take away a couple things.
Yeah, and I'm running all the things. Valentino.
Yeah, I find even with my massive, amazing PC system that I just upgraded, I sometimes have problems on mobile just getting in, and on PC too. Like it really depends on the place, but it's if it's a little heavy, you just got to give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, I've loaded into my own space on alt accounts, and it is a bit heavy, but I've never had a problem actually getting in.
All right, I am here with Reina and Ira. Oh, there you are, Stella. Oh, you're behind. Okay, I must have missed you. Hi.
There I
So
am.
for saw all of my amazing, my one YouTube watcher right now. Um, where can we find information about you if they wanted to maybe get in touch with you and rent out this incredible space?
Of course. So there is a portal here that says travel to Empress site. If anyone wants to find out information, or sometimes we have events and different things that we're doing, they can travel over to that portal. So that's something pretty neat. I also have a Calendly in there, so it's all pretty streamlined for whoever wants to come in here and rent this. I will also be posting whatever it is that I'm going to announce on, information for that as well in this space. So it'll be something that's easy to kind of navigate to. And then over here on the right, we have the Empress Events stage over there. Sometimes we do, classes ourselves, but it's also a really cool stage to have, maybe musicians or, karaoke night type of event there. And then we have the Malibu pool on the left side, which is my favorite, absolute favorite part of the entire space because it reminds me of Miami. It reminds me of like the different hotels and just like a really cool vibe. That's like my favorite little piece that I incorporated into the map. But yeah, this is also like another area where you can have events as well, and just maybe have stand-up comedy or whatever it is. It's just like a really cool area, I think. And then if you navigate kind of to where the stage was, that's where I have my gallery right now. I have mostly a lot of my friends, including CC's stuff in here as well. And toward the very far right is some of my pieces that I was kind of comfortable sharing. I am still trying to find my style for art, even though I love doing portraits, as you can see. This is like pretty much like, I guess you could say, like the best work that I've done, that I've come up with as of recent. So yeah, and then I also have here my one of my actual, I'm going to be releasing very soon. I'm not sure how soon, but I'm going to be releasing kind of like a collection for like tarot. It's going to be like very vaporwave. So you can see that there. It's like a strength tarot card, which was actually inspired by my friend Ninja. And yeah, that's pretty much like my art on this side here. And then when you navigate toward the actual gallery, you'll see I had just have a small section for my NFTs that I've collected so far. And then I also have, of course, my friends' different arts over here. Just some really cool looking galactic, NFTs from some friends. I have here Tizos, I have Sharks, I have, of course, Cece's work. And I also have Mike Booth. And then, of course, I have a huge section back over here that's only going to be filled with Vandekar's stuff here. We have Cece's beautiful avatar portrait and all of that in this section. So, yeah.
So, Vandekar, I have a question for you. What's it like being married or in deep love with such a multi-talented creative?
I gotta say, it has also been one heck of a journey watching her grow. Um, Stella has so many talents that are just not in Web 3 or Web 2 or online at all. Like when I met her, she was obviously a musician, and she didn't really know it at the time, but I kind of knew all along she was a wood witch. I knew it. I knew it from the moment I met her. And then she started growing from there, getting into tarot, getting into, she does jewelry making. Um, she's just gotten into so many things creatively, arts and crafts. And watching her grow, like this new facet of her art, where she's now doing these time lapses of her drawing live. I've seen some of her drawings in the past, and I've seen her doodle on stuff, but I never really saw her able to just create stuff. And sometimes I'd see her doodle and I was like, man, if she would get into Photoshop and do layers, she would just come up with the craziest stuff. And then Procreate comes out, and she picks up the iPad, and just two pictures in, she's painting live in one of the events here in the Meta, because it's just a natural. And it's been wonderful watching her blossom into all the different arts that she does, because she's so talented.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. I really love hearing the stories and the evolution of the incredible community that I love so much. So I'm a little choked up. Give me a second, guys. I love you too so much.
We love you
All
too.
right. Oh, stop. Do we have any questions for Vandekar or Stella? I really love the Jake piece that you did, Vandekar. I'm just looking at it right now. When you gave that sneak peek, that very first sneak peek, I had so much like FOMO. I was like, oh my God, I want that so bad. Because it was
Oh
such
my
a
God.
great piece. I love it so much.
It was
And
it was
then,
very fun to do, and it almost broke me.
oh, but in all the best ways, I'm sure. Oh, Rena, we
Oh
have
yeah.
a question. You're so polite.
I met Bandikar through you, and he came and did a Saturday showcase. And this our or your presentation in our space was just scratching the surface. I am so glad that I got to cross paths with you and your space and your wife's space here today. This is really exciting. I just got one of Owl's Creative Owl's spaces from the membership card, and I'm going to curate it with Saturday showcase speakers. And I would love to have you pick out some awesomeness. I'm going to talk to everybody down the road here shortly as I'm getting ready to do that. But wow, you're really, really talented, beyond what I knew. So cool getting to know you. Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
so
introduction.
much.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
uh, we've been
I
here.
also
We've been natives of Miami our whole lives. So like we've we're so glad to be in this space and share. Miami's such a melting pot, and now that Art Basil's coming down, like I've actually shot a few videos with Art Basel. Stella's been there with me. We've done quite a few things here for the art weeks, and this place is really magical.
I wanted to ask Stella. I thought I peeped the Sovereign's Gallery in your friends portal. Is that
Yes, I
the we are the Sovereign Gallery?
correct. Yeah, I believe it's there. It should be at the end of the highway, of the portal highway. There's
I
also
love
a lot
it.
of like our friends portals here that I put, but it should be at the very end.
Oh, perfect.
And the reason I put it there is
Awesome.
because it's in the very beginning of when you walk in, and I wanted that to be one of the first ones people saw. Because
There it
I
is.
love it.
So if you guys want to come over here, we can hop into the Sovereign's Gallery. I don't think she's with us today, but I'd love for you to see another Miami native. And then I was thinking we could finish off. Hold on. Let me make sure I didn't forget anybody. I would be mortified. We did. Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say
oh,
I'm still in the car, but if you want to take anybody to my gallery, you're more than welcome to.
oh, wonderful. Thank you. If we can definitely add it on. I think we're going to do the Sovereign. We'll hop in there. We have Killer Cat Bengal Club, who is an incredible artist and really good friend of mine. We've been through so many showcases together. And then I was gonna do my friend T She's Sanctuary, so that's Adam's spot. And those are the last three that we have for today. And then of course, if we have time, we should definitely check out Chaz's gallery. It is spectacular for sure. So I'm just gonna hop into the Sovereign spot and we'll take a look around. Stella, did you want to chat about the Sovereign a little bit? I know a little bit about her. I know you're in a Miami chat with her, so if you want to just maybe show for her, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. From what I can remember, I know that she took us on a small tour here, and one of the things I really love about this gallery is that it's just like even though the pieces are so different, they all have like a theme to them, and it's very like this is pretty much Miami. Like if you were to look at what it's like made of, I for example, we have you know the different over here in this corner we have Chaz Gold Chakra, and we have like all these like planetary type of artworks. It's just like really, it's really like spacey, and like I said, from what I can remember, it's just it's a really great place that highlights a lot of these different Miami artists, Miami natives, and yeah, I mean, I just really love the art in here. I know that she had a really cool looking like mushroom outer space looking gallery that also had a stage in it. I think they're still under construction right now, but definitely like this is like showcasing a lot of the different Miami artists as well. I know that they're going to be doing different events in Art Basel, and I know that some of the artists that you see here are actually going to be attending those events in Art Basel. So if you guys are going to be hanging around Miami, definitely get in touch with the Sovereign, so she can give you the details on like the different events that are going to be happening. It's going to be a really, really cool, fun time. They're going to be, I believe she said that they were opening up a gallery, and it's going to be showcasing a lot of these artists as well. So like an actual in real life gallery. So it's going to be really fun to be able to like connect with everyone in person. And then again, I don't think that this is something that they're planning to do for Metaverse Miami, but it is definitely something that they're going to be doing come around Art Basel time, which should be, from now through December. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I know. about the Sovereign and the gallery and the events
That's
that are.
perfect. You did perfect. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done better myself. The reason I thought this would be a great transitional gallery is because Killer Cat's Miami gallery portal is actually in here. If you guys can find me, I'm over here. I will jump. I'm over at like one of the ends. Hello.
Also,
And
did somebody here say? I remember when I just jumped into the space, someone had mentioned Eden Rock, I believe.
yes, so Eden Rock is going to be the venue for Metaverse Miami, the Eden Rock Beach Club, or Miami
Oh
Beach,
boy,
Eden Rock,
I
Miami Beach. Yeah.
whenever we're done with the hop in here, I have an interesting story from my teen years having to do with Eden Rock.
Ooh, a little bit of spicy from Vandecar. So if you guys want to, oh, sorry, child, hop into the Killer Cat Bengal Club, Miami Gallery. If she is still available. Killer, are you still with us, love? Uh-oh. Open, my mic's stuck open. I love BlueStacks.
So cute.
I love the views.
Yeah, it's very Miami. I love it.
Oh my gosh. BlueStacks stresses me out when it rugs you. Thank God y'all are still here. So it looks like we lost Killer on the journey. I feel so bad. She was here earlier. She's recovering from a little bit of a hitch in the giddy up. I think her shoulder was giving her some trouble, but she has a generative project. This is Honey, her Bengal cat, and she hand drew all of the traits for this generative project. She created her own contract. She learned how to be her own dev. She is a truly a one-woman show and is an incredible example of a strong woman in tech for sure. She's not one to say, I can't do something, can you help me or do it for me? She is one to say, I can't do this, so I'm going to figure out how to do it. I'm going to do it well. She's a great resource. She is on the Polygon blockchain. Mint is live for the collection. Her Discord channel. I think you can find the link in her Twitter bio. I just can't tell you enough how incredible this human is. And of course, her art is absolutely adorable. And that is the Killer Cat Bengal Club. And of course, her gallery is just absolutely adorable. I minted some of the cats and I am waiting for the reveal. I need to see which cats I got because look how cute they are. And I just love the vibes in this spot. So I just wanted to highlight her today. I'm so sorry she had to leave. So I believe we have a couple more spots to hit up. We did the Sovereign, we did Killer Cat, we did Vandecar, we did Stella, we did Kaylee. I think we have Adam left, and then if we have time, I think Chaz invited us over to his spot as well. Adam, did you want to tell us a little bit about the sanctuary, and I can post the link in the chat here, or you're welcome to head back to my gallery, and there's a portal to his spot in my gallery as well.
Nice, easy. Sure. The sanctuary is kind of what it says. I've got several spaces that I work through. My main one that I teach classes and whatnot in has a lot of art, a lot of NFT projects that I'm participating in. There's some 3D work. Basically, there's just a lot of stuff. And I wanted to set up just kind of a minimalistic gallery that showcased some of my favorite photography that I've done that I thought theme fit into this space. And I do onboarding and kind of meta intros to new artists and people that are looking to try to get into the spaces. So I have some different styled themed galleries. And this one's just the super pretty, peaceful, kind of hang out and relax space. I thought the space that Triple did it perfect. And I've just kind of done my best to kind of fill in his walls with my contributions and try to make it all meld. So yeah, if you walk into the main area, you'll see there's a sitting room on the right with color photos, and then on the left, same, but it's all black and white photography. I believe, just peeking around real fast, all these images, yeah, are from around Oahu, pretty close to where I live. The coastlines and some of the forest hiking and stuff that I've done around here. And then if you go up here in the front where I'm at onto the little elevator, it drops down into the sub gallery. If you miss it, just hang out. It'll come back up in a moment. This is kind of the space where the sanctuary really exists. And there's some panoramic photography that I've done from the top of Coco Head, which is a small volcano on the east side of Oahu. It's known for, I believe, it's 1,000 or 1,200 steps pretty much straight up the side of the volcano, and you can basically just climb right up to the top of it. And occasionally I'll get up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, go hiking up there with my camera gear and get everything all set up, and then just hang out and wait for the sun to rise. And these are some of the images that I caught while I was up there. The one in the middle in particular was an experiment that I did that actually turned out really well, at least I felt. So it's a panoramic of 7 different photos. And what that means is I had my tripod set up, and I took one photo, moved the tripod a little bit to set the next frame, took another photo, and then tiled 7 different photos long ways to make this panoramic. But the real experiment, and just because I like to make things difficult on myself, is I also made it an HDR image, which is high dynamic range. And what it means is every time you take a picture, you take usually 3 or 5 different exposures. So you take the same photo once with the exposure super bright, once in the middle, once down dark, and then you go into the computer and process them all together. And what it does is it gives you really, really good details in all aspects of that photo. So it's really good for photos that have really light and bright spots in the same picture. So this photo in the middle it's 7 pictures wide, and each one of those pictures has 3 exposures on it. So it's actually 21 photographs that I went back through and melded together, layered on top of each other, and then had to go through and kind of hand paint the seams. So I did a pretty good job tiling it all together on scene. But there's cloud movement and stuff when you're trying to do all this. So I had to take it back into Photoshop and then hand paint all the seams back over it. So I love this photo just because I know all the nerdy photography stuff behind it, and it was it was quite an adventure. And if you talk to most photographers and you tell them that little story, you'll see the panic in their eyes, because it's not something that most people want to tackle. But it was way fun, and it turned out really cool. And I will be doing some more now that I know I can actually pull it off. Yeah, I'm going to add some more to the space, probably up top in kind of the sand gardens. I'm trying to figure out some way to make an actual like Japanese sand garden in the space up top where people can go through and kind of do their own little sand paintings and stuff. But lots of tech issues trying to get that pulled off. But that's the goal. We'll see if I get there eventually. But yeah, this is just my super peaceful gallery. I love spending time in here just because it's super relaxing and chill. I need to find some good background music. If anybody's got suggestions, I'm always ears. Yeah, that's my space.
Thank you so
It's
much for sharing
kind of
this with
future
us.
vibes. I like it. You should do some future chill hop, future chill step.
I also had a question for you. I know the answer, but for our new friends, you do instruction, like photography classes in spatial. Is that correct?
I do. I started last month. I'm still kind of new to it, but right now every other Tuesday will be at 4 p.m. Eastern, in my main spatial gallery. There's a little movie theater hiding there. It's one of the penthouses, and I do choose about a 15-minute class. I try to pick a photography or kind of a general art principle that different types of artists can use. So like the last one was, or actually the last two was a two-part series on composition, just on how to look for lines and patterns and stuff in your art, and how to actually frame them, and how to crop your images to kind of control the story that you want, and set the focus on different areas for different purposes. There's comparisons about portrait versus product photography, and just how you highlight things and such. So yeah, I do it live. I put out the links and stuff. Everybody's welcome in, and then I record it out and kick it out on my YouTube channel, for anybody that's not able to make the live spaces. And I'm always looking for ideas. So if anybody's got topics they would like to learn more about, I've been shooting 20
I am
years,
all over
gone to
that, my
fancy art
friend.
schools and all the things. I
Yeah.
know a decent bit. I'm happy to share.
And these classes are free to the public. Is that?
Yep. At some point, if I get all fancy and things, I might token gate at the live events and keep it kind of to a controlled crowd. But big dreams right now. I just want to share the love and share the info and get more people involved in the space and the art, and just happy to support how I can.
And that is why we wanted to highlight our friend Adam. Not only is he an amazing photographer, but he is an educator, and he wants to give back to his community. So take advantage of his expertise while you can, while it is free. Ask those questions. He is here for us. So it truly is an honor to have you up on stage. Thank you so much for coming today and being amazing speaker panel member. You always bring value to the conversation. So I was really happy that you're here with us today. If anybody has questions for Adam, please feel free to request up and ask those questions. Oh, we have a prism. Yay, prism. Sorry if you were requesting for a while. I didn't look at my BlueStacks. But Adam, if you wanted to add, do you have Chaz Gold's portal in your arsenal that maybe you could drop for us so we could hop in?
I don't believe that I do, but I can probably find it pretty quick.
Okay, and then I can welcome Prism to the stage. Hello, sir.
Hello there. I'm really enjoying the space today, and I just had a question about the panoramics. So this is like a custom frame that you made around the image, because it's not a spatial feature, right? It looks like I can't see the info icon and all that. So, and it looks beautiful, by the way. They're just amazing, incredible shots.
Oh, thank you. No, the framing is the spatial frame. I've just got the info tab turned off. Just keeps it a little more clean. And these aren't minted or anything. These are just my photos, so they're just imported in as JPEGs and then hung on the wall. So yeah, the framing is Spatial's framing. It's just the cleanest version they offer.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I wasn't sure from I wish they had. I guess the only thing that I was looking at is like if you could have the height like almost the same across the wall, but otherwise it looks amazing. I mean, you've done a great job. It's very peaceful in this gallery. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You know, with all these photos of like the sky and clouds, I think that you should
Hey, I
include.
just got home. I'm like firing up my computer right now.
I think you should include a
Oh,
wind.
include like wind sounds, Vendikar? Is that what you were talking
Yeah,
about?
like a little bit. Like we're in a giant tunnel down here, and it would be
I do
so
like
cool
that
to
idea.
just hear
Yeah,
wind and then hear
wind tunnel.
music in the wind. It's so cool. Like it gives that vibe, you know.
I do like that. I
I'm
will
just
definitely keep that in
seeing
mind.
a bamboo forest, like clinking, clinking, clinking. That would be cool. I like it.
Even some
Collaboration.
beach sounds outside. You know, there's a beach outside. It would be great to just hear like waves occasionally. Like this is like that kind of place.
My main spot is a beach house, and I do have waves in that space. So I need a secondary one for this one. But I like your wind idea. I'll have to go find me some wind MP4s.
Yay! Good job.
Hit me up. I
Uh,
have the sound library for sure.
Nice, nice. Will do.
Yay! I love it when friends collaborate. Adam, did you find that portal, or we
Totally
can?
did not.
No worries, yo.
If you have
Do
the
it.
link, I can try to drop it.
Oh,
Of course,
perfect.
I'm juggling half mobile, half laptop, so you have to bear with me for just a split sec.
Oh yeah. Sorry to put
Hey,
you on the spot.
where exactly you
No, no,
guys
no, of
at?
course.
Because I'm online now.
We're in T Fershie's Sanctuary. We're gonna portal over to your spot in a second.
Okay, cool.
I wanted to welcome to the stage. I just had Make an NFT, who is a new friend, but I feel like I've known them forever. How are you doing today?
Hey, hi, C, aka on our side of the fence, the Drip Queen, because you always have it together, and we always enjoy wherever you're spacing or taking us. So thank you. Personally, I am Joshua Griffler, to shout that out, or at jgriff120, our Web3 startup working with people, helping them onboard and just get into Web3 is Make an NFT. Hi C and I have had a few adventures lately in different metaverses and a party all the time. So I just wanted to say blessings and thank you so much, Hi C, for making this space for everybody. What an incredible concept they have working for NFT, the event in Miami, excuse me, the Metaverse event. I didn't even, I wasn't really fully on board with what was going on with that. And it was so clear and exciting. Got to find a way to keep minting. I feel like Twitter Spaces is QVC these days. I'm spending so much money on everybody's stuff and getting excited, but thank you for opening the door for that and for artists to see what's going on. So really, I just wanted to shout you out and shower you all with blessings. Happy Monday, and thank you for the time.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us. We'll definitely have to do a alt space portal hop session. With your help, we can probably have a pretty good show. So we'll talk on the back end about that because that sounds exciting to me.
Wonderful. And really, if you could just pin where you guys are now, I'd love to join you in spatial.
Oh, that's great. I think we pinned it a couple of times, the blue box at the bottom right of your screen. We are in T Fershie's Sanctuary. I'm on BlueStacks, so I can't pin tweets right now for some reason without rugging myself. So that's fun.
Got
I
it.
believe I've got Chaz's portal set up, so anybody who wants to jump over there whenever
Perfect.
should be safe.
Perfect. So we'll wait. I'll wait for yeah, I'll wait around, and if everybody wants to jump in, we can make it happen. And then Chaz, I think, is in there, so he'll be ready to tell us all about his amazing collection. You should see what he's done to this simple gallery. It's pretty amazing. All right, Mike, how are you doing there? Are you still with us, friend?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you're still around. What do you
I'm
think?
in here. I'm in
We
my
got lots
space.
of
Let
to
me
catch
jump
up.
up front.
Yeah, I see Raina joined you over in your gallery. I'm just waiting for stragglers. And the great
Sure.
thing about spatial is you can, once you've been to a place, you can always go and revisit. You just go to your menu and you can search in the name of the artist or the name of the gallery, and it should pop up in your history, which is really good. Looks like we have Chaz, Raina, Adam, Kaylee's in there. And then Meta Mike. I'm going to go ahead and hop in. I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, CC,
I'm using my audio on my spatial
you haven't
because this
seen,
thing's
huh?
my
I
phone's
changed
audio
the
sucks.
stuff over on this side. I started doing the 100 Days collection.
Okay.
Starting with number 1, going down this hallway.
You haven't seen, huh? I changed the stuff over on this side. I started doing the 100 Days collection. Starting with number 1, going down this hallway.
It's coming all the way down this wall, and then I'm going to use this wall. I'm going to make really small frames on this wall, like this middle wall.
And can you tell us, Chaz,
Like right
what inspired the 100 mints and
So
100
need to hang up
days?
the new art. The last 2 pieces that I
so
just,
it's coming all the way down this wall, and then I'm going to use this wall. I'm going to make really small frames on this wall, like this middle wall, like right here where I'm standing. So I actually need to hang up the new art. The last 2 pieces that I
basically,
just,
I had an idea of
minted.
like if I do like
One of them's this one.
inexpensive, really good art, and do 100
Cool.
pieces like one day, every
Can
single day
you share with us your inspiration for the 100 mints and 100 days?
So basically, like I had an idea of like if I do like
one
inexpensive,
day of the 100 days,
really
and
good
then
art,
as the pieces
and
sell, then I
do
go back
100
and I
pieces like
buy, I collect from more
every single day
emerging and
for
upcoming artists with
for
with the heavy focus on women in NFT.
um
And then at the
what
end
you
of
call
that
it
100 days or
one a
during
day
that
for the
100
100
days,
days, and then
as I collect
as the pieces
pieces,
sell,
build up a
then I go
whole
back and
spatial
I
like
collect
outside of
from
this
more
one to put
emerging
all that art
and
in, and then be able to do one big group
upcoming
show to
artists
put
with the
light a sign
with
on,
the
shine a
heavy
light
focus on
on
women in
the artists
NFT.
that I've
And then
collected.
at the end of that 100 days or during that 100 days, as I
So
collect
it's like
pieces, build
any
up a
sale that I get for
whole
these, like I don't keep
spatial like
any
outside of this
underneath at
one
all for
to put
myself.
all
Like
that
it's
art
all
in, and
goes
then be
back
able
to
to
the
do one
community.
big group show to put a light to light a shine a light on the artists that I've collected.
And I've been making so much rad art lately, and like
So it's
that
like any sale that I
it's
get
been
for
just
these, like I
this
don't keep
amazing journey lately, and
any
it's
of the
just
ETH at all
awesome,
for
and I love
myself.
it to
Like it's
death.
all of it goes back to the
So like
community.
I just want to get some art out to the world.
And I've been making so much rad art lately, and like that it's been just this amazing journey lately, and it's just awesome, and I love it to death.
Well, the main collaboration
So
I'm
like
doing right now
I just want to get some art out to the world.
Tizo. I don't know if
So
how many of you
I know
guys know
you've
him or
been
not, but like
doing
he has
some
a really
really
cool
incredible
spatial also.
collaborations
He does like
lately.
weekly events with
Can you share with
rappers
us like a few of
and
the
DJs and
artists in the
artists and stuff like
community
that.
that you have
Amazing.
been
Well, the main collaboration I'm doing
collaborating
right
with?
now
So we've been using his
is
images
Tizo.
as
who I don't know if how many of you guys know him or not, but like he has a really cool space on Spatial also. He does like weekly events with rappers and DJs and artists and stuff like that. And it's just amazing. And he so we've been using his images as photo prompts in AI to like create new pieces out of it, and then kind of bending back and forth with it, and like each of us doing a little bit of Photoshop here, a little bit of stuff there, and like so we come down to like one piece. And I also recently did a collaboration with Sabet for his open collaboration. Any artist can work with him with his Kiko's World character from the upcoming drop for the Hyper Kawaii that he's going to be coming. That are like kind of companion pieces from the Tokyo Punks. So I get those going on right now. There's a couple other things going on that we haven't really settled down to like any terms or like done art yet. There are like a handful of people that I really want to work with and that are working with me that we've been talking about it. So
and where can somebody find more information about your collections or just about you?
There's all kinds of portals all over the space. Like there's one right here in the main on each side that goes to directly. The portals go directly to the collections online on like Foundation or on OpenSea. There's one in the middle room. There's one in the AI room, and then there's one couple of them floating around in the Shapes of Divine side over there. But you can also just go to my link tree on here and like you can find all my collections and my all different Twitters and stuff like that. And like I post and put out art like every single day, even on top of the 100 collection that I'm doing. I actually like keep like putting out different stuff too, like throughout the day, like just that I really like that I'm working on and creating and stuff like that. So
I just have a quick question. Are you aware that on your directions info, it says
Oh, that's
on the
probably
right,
exactly
but
what it
it
is.
points left, and
It's
to the
row
left,
1A.
but it points. Are you?
did I really do that? Let me see.
On purpose?
You know, I probably did. I probably like rotated it.
Oh, it's still.
Oh, that's probably exactly
hilarious, dude. Yeah.
It's row 1A.
Hold on. Watch this. Watch. I meant to put it. Oh no! Where's the little pencil?
There you go.
Rotation?
Why would I do that? Whoop. Oh, it still does it.
I'm so dyslexic with numbers. Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
It was
I
really
think maybe
like,
I meant to put it. Oh no, I didn't.
Hilarious.
That's so funny.
Yeah, no,
It's
it'll
so
never
strange.
for you.
I'm about
It'll
to
always
do a
be
bunch of
true,
put up a new
but
pieces on the
so
AIs, but anyways.
it's
I'm so
definitely
dyslexic with numbers and
graphic, so
directions.
don't worry
Oh
about
my
it.
god.
did it by
Oh, thanks for putting it out.
incorrectly.
Like, thank you. That's
It was really funny.
I've had so many of these
It's cute. It's so cute, you guys. No worries, no worries. Awesome. So I hate to do it, guys, because I'm having so much fun, but we went 8 minutes past the hour and I've got to shut it down. I have this thing called a real world job and I need to show up for it. But I want to say thank you to everyone who participated in today's event. I love all of you. Metaverse Mondays really is a love letter to my community. I always want to highlight you and celebrate you because you all work so hard in this space. So if you ever want to come up, do an AMA, or if you want to be part of the gallery hopping, please, just DM us. We're here for you. Again, I know he's not here. I want to thank Kenobi Design for coming and chatting with us about Metaverse Miami. It was a real honor to get to know you a little bit. Thanks again to my panel for being incredible speakers, contributing to the conversation, and continuing to help us all grow. Because as you know, a rising tide raises all boats. And in that spirit, please follow the person next to you if you aren't already. I will leave the space open a little bit longer so you can follow all the incredible humans in this space. And I will give you all my love, and I will see you next week for Metaverse Monday.
Glad to be here. This was awesome.
I just wanted to say thank you so much, Cece, for inviting me to participate today for this event.
Agreed. Same. Thank you so much.
Same. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for making time for me. I appreciate you.
And for sure, next time we'll touch on that Eden Rock story for sure. You guys are gonna love to hear that one.
And just another quick thank you to everybody who came out to my gallery today. Thank you so much
I'm
for
over
showing
here on
up.
the backside, like hanging up art, creating new panels.
Thank you for sharing. It was a beautiful space.
Oh, shucks, thanks.
Hey, hi, C. Thank you again. You are awesome.